Hello everybody, it's Hellgear. Now to those of you who are new, let me explain what this is. This is a recap of the most recent event in Merged Dragons, the second Skeleton Dragon event. I do this every event. Once the event is over, I take the time to recap the event as I've experienced it. And I encourage all of you watching to share your experiences of this event in the comments section below. And if you agree with or disagree with anything that I may have to say as far as this recap of mine goes, please do so, and I encourage you to do so in the comments section below. So, of all of the event dragons that have had at least 2 or 3 different events regarding around them, the Skeleton Dragon is unique because this was originally the second Merged Dragons Dragon event. Dragon event started last year in September. That was when we got the first Moon Dragon event, and in October we got the very first Skeleton Dragon event, which this October, 1 year later, is the second Skeleton Dragon event. And what I wanted to do was improve on how far I got last time. Last year, I got the runner-up prize, which was the level 3 of the previous event, which in this case was the level 3 Moon Dragon. I wanted to get that far. I did not get that far. I actually would have liked to get the level 4 Skeleton Dragon, which you can see on the bottom left. But I didn't get that far. In the time allotted, it's always a tough stretch to put in as much of the grind as you can. And I continued to play until 30 minutes left in the event. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to get any farther than this. Let me collect my goods and see where I get. And I ended up taking 3rd place. I was halfway to the runner-up prize, which almost got a level 3 Morpho Dragon. What I did find out is certain things that I should avoid doing during this event. And the main thing that I should avoid doing is trying to grind out the super huge life orb of the ancients. This is one of the many quests that you have to fulfill, but even to this very day I have been unable to grind out that supremely huge orb. Why this is a quest for the event, I will never understand. I'm still trying to figure out how many other Dragonaires out there can get this maxed out orb in about an hour's worth of time. I don't have the patience for that. And doing all of the tasks for the quest stars is a distraction. This is the biggest thing I've learned from this event. And what I ended up doing was getting enough of the quests done as far as possible, and then taking the time to grind out charms for the tiers. Which is nice to see that the tiers this time around still look the same. Whereas in some of the previous events or other events, you get a bit of difference in your charms. One thing I will say about the event's rewards, the reward tiers, is we didn't get any silly trees. None of the dragon trees. And thank you for that. Let's be honest. The trees we would normally get are the dragon trees, which give you wood, and the fruit trees, which give you fruit. And from the other players that I have played with, and we're all in agreement on this, getting the trees as rewards for the event is a waste of reward space. You know, the wood in your camp really doesn't have too much benefit. If anything else, you're merging it to get one weird resort that you tap on for bushes, and you end up selling for 15 coins. Fruit trees are another issue. You know, many players, again, that I play with, they see the fruit tree as a reward and they're like, well, this is a waste. I have enough fruit trees. I've got like 4 different pineapple trees. I don't want any more fruit trees in my camp. One person said that they would be happy with the golden apple tree, and I wanted to stop them right there. I was like, well, look, I get that you like the golden apple tree as a reward, but no. None of the trees should be rewards. The rewards this time around were essentially the skeleton dragon egg, the morpho egg nest, the skeleton egg nest, the runner-up prize of morpho level 3, and then the big prize of skeleton dragon 4, alongside Halloween item festives, the great pumpkin, of course, and a haunted mansion. Now here's something that's rather interesting. For this being the second event of Merge Dragon's lineage, and one thing I've been noticing about other event dragons that have had a second time around, there hasn't been a tertiary dragon assigned to them. Usually when you get the 3rd place item on some of the more newer dragons, the 3rd place item would spawn some eggs of the tertiary dragon. And in many cases, when we get a new tertiary dragon, and to those of you who are new, I call it the tertiary dragon because it is the 2nd event dragon that we actually get. Not one that you get by healing the items, which is the main, but one whose egg likes to spawn up in the 3rd place prize that you get, or it appears in the shop before these events. We didn't get that with the Haunted Mansion. In fact, we didn't get that with another one of the dragon events too. I believe it was the Sensei Dragon. And I'm wondering, what is the deal with not having a tertiary dragon? Is it because they want to make it so that certain legendaries don't have a tertiary as well? Or were there just no ideas to create a tertiary dragon? A plus side is that before this update was, well, before this event came up, they had an update where the Merge Dragons development team was patching issues. And I will honestly say that they did patch up one of the bigger issues going on with events, and that was dragons stopping in the middle of harvesting. That was a really big issue, so kudos to the Merge Dragons development team for fixing that issue. Alright, emergency sirens aside, let's continue. I've often said one thing about the time, that there's not enough of it, and I still stick to these guns. Simply because there isn't enough time for it. And another thing that I would like to stick to are the magnificent dragon stars. Apparently, getting a magnificent dragon star in the rewards is something that is becoming a thing of the past, which is sad because the magnificent dragon star reward should always exist in every event of Merged Dragons. I would like to actually see some more magnificent dragon stars as prizes for the tiers over trees. That would be wonderful. It would be nice to see them back. And to everyone who is new, who experienced this for the first time, I would like to say I hope you enjoyed this experience. With the way the Merge Dragons development team is doing things, we're going to be getting events every 2 weeks. So within another 2 weeks, we'll get the next Merge Dragons event. And I'm not sure what dragon they're going to give us this time around. There is one in particular that I think will happen, but I don't think they're going to give it to us in the first event of November. They'll wait until the second event to give us that one. So whatever dragon comes up next is going to be interesting to see what it is. Hopefully, we'll get some more time to clear the event and get the big prize. One thing I will say is that different from the last year when I did a recap is this wonderful, wonderful backdrop. If the Haunted Mansion that we actually get was the same as the mansion you see in the middle of the screen, it would be cool. And the funny thing is, I got the Haunted Mansion from last year, and when it spawned into my camp for this year's event, it actually changed color from how it looked into the green, decrepit, Haunted Mansion that it was. And upon tapping on it, I got one of those rotted trees, which normally you'd get the dragon eggs for. So what do I take away from this event? Well, I will say that it was actually fun to do this again. Didn't get the level 4 skeleton dragon for the second year in a row, but that's okay. I'm seeming to find a swing of things, and what's good about it is I managed to get back to my old tier grinding and merging roots, and that's something I haven't done for a couple of events now. And it's fun to go back to strats that work. But that's all I'm going to say as far as this. Would like to see some more of the magnificent dragon stars as prizes, because how they're doing it now is you may be lucky enough to get one of the dragon stars, which is used as a key. And the keys, while sporadic and some even hidden by the locked fog, aren't really worth the effort, as players are mentioning. So more times than not, you're not going to be going for these various foggy items. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their Halloween, and I will see you guys next time. But before I go, there is one more thing that I would like to announce to everyone. That wonderful paper is the fact of one thing. I do surveys, and the Merge Dragon survey has finally come my way. So I will be taking the Merge Dragon survey, and I hope you guys enjoy my responses as well. Until then,